Welcome to the Sim Idol After Show, episode 15, where the judges discuss about the contestants' performances for the top 5 week show, which was their own originals. Right now we have myself, Stephen L., Charlie Timmer, and Dean Boudreau. So, before that, would anyone like to comment on anything?
Steven, I have to say, I have to agree with you when you said that these songs have the potential of becoming really, really great songs. I have to agree, I'm impressed by everybody. They all did a good job.
Alright, let's first start off with Muhammad Jami, Worst of Days. What do you think of it, Charlie?
Muhammad, I have to say that out of all the originals that I've heard, yours was the most radio friendly that I can hear on the radio right now. It had a really great beat that draws me in, and yet it talks about a serious topic of a girl leading you on. That's something that I can relate to, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate to. One thing I would like to say, though, is watch your vocals, because you do this thing where you sing in the throat and it constricts your air, so some of the notes that you're struggling to get out, it's constricted, you can't get out because you lack air. So I'll try to sing more from the diaphragm this time around, and maybe you can improve even more than you have been.
And Dean?
Alright, up first is Muhammad. I don't know, it was a cool video. The song serves well as a demo, but I think on a final version, it could use some backup vocals and some more punch and polish to make it sound more professional. He has this Maroon 5 kind of vibe. It's slightly rock, slightly funk. I don't know, overall it was a pretty decent job.
I actually thought, Charlie, I disagree with you. I thought the song was not as catchy as it was. I mean, if you look today's #1 hits like Rihanna's Umbrella or Maroon 5's Makes Me Wonder, those are really catchy songs with a hip vibe, kind of up-tempo, mid-tempo kind of stuff like that. It was catchy, it appealed to the crowd. I do feel with this song it has some potential, but for me, the problem was it was not that catchy. Alright, let's talk about Tracy Lynn's My Love Will Love You Still. Charlie?
Now with Tracy, I love that you stick to your roots. This was a great song for your vocals. It's very beautiful with its lyrics. The only thing I probably would have preferred is if you went a little higher in key, because I feel like you stay at a safe level. And I think if you challenge yourself by raising key up a little bit, I think you may have some spectacular notes in your range. Other than that, I have to say this is pretty good. I think it's a good country song.
Dean?
Yeah, Tracy Lynn. It's another song with a lot of potential. This one really reminded me of an old country song by Kathy Mattea called Where Have You Been? I don't really see her listed in the songwriting credits, so I'm not sure if this is really her original. It's a nice song and a nice video, but nothing really wowed me.
Well, I thought that the song was good, but it wasn't the matter of the song, it was the matter of Tracy. I do feel now that she's singing songs that are just so soft, so one level, that we never see a dynamic Tracy now in the finals. But right now, we're just seeing this slow-paced Tracy, and I think she just needs to kick it up a notch and take some risks, or else, she'll be bland. Alright, next up we're talking about now is Laura Broad's performance of I'm Telling You. Charlie, what do you think of it?
Laura, is there anything you can't do? Some of the lyrics that you helped write, they were just beautiful. And, it was kind of disturbing to see you get slapped around in that music video, but other than that, it was a great song. The beginning started off like a Celine Dion song, which I think that's your general direction of who you are as a singer. The chorus, in my opinion, I didn't quite like it. I think you tweaked a little bit, but it was a great song nonetheless, and I think you're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing. I think you're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing.
Dean?
Wow, Laura's song was incredible. I can only imagine how incredible it would sound in a studio with orchestral elements and everything in tow. I kind of think, out of all of the songs, this one has the most potential for me. The video is really suiting. Hands down, it was my favorite of the night.
Well, I'm actually going to agree with Dean because I do feel the song, if they change the backtrack a little bit into a more orchestral, real instrument kind of thing, not a MIDI-like instrumental, that song has a ton of potential. I do believe she has some potential in that song, and it was the most mainstream, it was the most approachable songs that could be liked by a lot of people. So I thought she did a great job. And finally, we do have Erica Rohn and her song Fly Away. So let's take it to Charlie.
And finally to Erica, I love that you're consistent. You know who you are as an artist. You are bluesy, you are soul to a T. Be honest with you, with the original that you picked to sing and your voice, it doesn't mesh very well. Only because that your voice, it has this rough, gruff, bluesy feel, and the song that you chose to sing was very soft and slow. Even though you did soften your vocals up a bit, it just, that little bit of gruffness comes up every now and then, and it just ruins the mood of the song for me. Maybe you have to think about reworking the song, you know, with the original artist who's written it for you, or, you know, you can soften up your vocals a bit. I think this song could work for you, but it's got to be a little give and take, you know, find a middle road. But other than that, you're still good in my book.
Dean?
Perhaps I'm wrong, but I thought the idea of Originals Week was that you'd write or co-write and perform your own original song. This song was written and originally recorded by Jamoki Hill. I mean, though Erica's version wasn't bad, I don't know if it was necessarily the best fit for her voice or her personality. It was my least favorite of the videos, but I really do think she deserves to be here, and based on her overall performance in the competition, that she should probably continue.
Now, I thought Erica's song was just the wrong song. Now, we knew it was written by Jamoki Hill, so it wasn't her own piece. I would have loved it if she chose another song or made her own song, because that song did not accommodate her. You know, she has this bluesy grit, and she has this tone where it didn't come out in this performance. You know, I do believe what she was all about was lost in this performance. Hopefully next week we will see Erica at her prime. And this marks the end of the first Judges After Show. Stay tuned for Friday, August 31st, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, for our Final Four performance show, where they will be tackling 2 songs each for 2 themes. So stay tuned for that. Remember, August 31st, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Remember to vote, because this is the second round of voting. Anything can still go. Maybe a few votes can change someone's fate. And that is it for the first Judges After Show. Goodbye.